Hi everyone, welcome you all. In this video, I'm going to talk about serialization and deserialization concept. So basically this concept is related to Java, and we are also going to use this particular concept in RestAssured API testing automation. So before understanding where exactly we use this concept in RestAssured automation, let us try to understand what is serialization and deserialization concept in Java. So in this video, I'll mainly focus on what is exactly serialization and what is deserialization and how we can do that in Java. Okay, so let us start with serialization. So what is exactly serialization? So the serialization is a process of writing state of an object to a file is called as a serialization. But strictly speaking, it is a process of converting an object from Java supported form to either file supported form or network supported form. So let us understand here why we require the serialization. So what is serialization means? Suppose in Java, we normally create a Java classes, right? So once we created our classes, we can also create an object. So once you have the Java object, so if you want to convert that object into a file format, we use serialization concept. So basically serialization is meant for converting an object into file format. So why we need to exactly convert into the file format? Sometimes what happens is we need to transport our objects through network, right? So in this case, instead of sending this object in as it is in the same format, we can just save that object related data into the file, and that particular file we can send through the network. Okay, so there exactly serialization comes into picture. So basically the serialization means we can convert our object into a file format, and again we can convert that file into again object format. So that is again deserialization concept. So serialization means we can convert our Java object into file format, and deserialization means we can again convert that particular file format into object format. Okay, so to perform the serialization, we need two different classes: file output stream and object output stream classes from Java. So these two classes are available in Java itself. So file output stream and object output stream. So what exactly file output stream and object output stream will do is, suppose here I have an object. So before writing this object into a memory in the form of a file, first we need to convert this object into file format. So how we can convert? By using object output stream class, so which contains a method called write object. Using that particular write object method, we can convert our object into file format. So once it is converted, we should able to write that particular file into somewhere in the memory. So file output stream allow us to write that particular file into memory. So this is basically concept of serialization. So what is serialization means? We can convert our object into file format, and that file can be stored somewhere in the memory, databases, or somewhere else. And that particular file we can transport through network, right? So the other definition we can say is the process serialization is a process of converting an object from Java supported form. What is Java supported form? Is object. Object is supported by Java. So object supported form to either file supported form or network supported form, right? So that's the main concept of serialization. Here we use file output stream and object output stream classes to achieve serialization concept. So once your serialization is done, our object is available in the form of file. So once the file is created, then by using this particular file, we can also do deserialization. So deserialization is exactly the reverse process. Now, if you come to the deserialization, so the process of reading state of an object from file is called deserialization. So, but strictly speaking, it is a process of converting an object from either file or network supported form into Java supported form. So currently I have a file here, which is already converted earlier, object to file. Now from this particular file, again, if you want to extract the object, then I can still extract the object. That is again deserialization. So here we use again two classes. One is file input stream class and the other one is object input stream class. So file input stream class will allow us to get the file from the location or read the file from the location. Object input stream class is used to convert that particular file into object format. That is again Java supported format. So this is process of deserialization. So in the serialization, we will convert object into file format, and in deserialization we will convert the file into Java object format. So this is exactly a reverse process. So in serialization we use file output stream and object output stream classes, whereas in deserialization we use file input stream and object input stream classes, because we are reading the file this time. Okay, now I will show you practically how we can achieve the serialization and deserialization in Java. So to do this, let me just go and open the Eclipse. So this is our project we created earlier. So here I am creating a new package to demonstrate serialization and deserialization. I'm just going to create a new package. So inside this package, I'm going to create a new class to demonstrate deserialization and serialization. So I'm naming it as serialization and deserialization. Let's take a main method, then click on the finish. So now I have just created a main class. So let's keep this class one side. Now here I will create a new class. Let's say test. Okay. So in this particular class, I will say two variables I will define. Let's say integer I is equal to 10 and j is equal to 20. So I just created two different variables. Now I can create an object for this class, right? So through object, I can access these two variables. Now come to the main class. Here I will create an object for the test class. Let's say test t1 is equal to new test. So this is how we need to create an object. Now t1 is object reference variable we created. So now object is created. Now t1 is understandable format, Java understandable format. It is now, it is an object. Now I will perform the serialization. So serializations, what is serialization means? We need to convert this object into text file, right? So let me just convert it. So how we can do this is, first we need to use file output stream class. Let me just create file output stream class. So file output stream, let's say FOS is equal to new file output stream, and here we need to specify where exactly what is the file we are going to convert. So the object should be converted into some file. So let me just give test.txt. So you can give any format of the file here, text format or SE or something else. So this particular file output stream we need to import from java.io package. So this will throw some exception, just add throws declaration, right? So now I have created a file output stream object. So what is the use of this one? This will allow us to write our file into our memory. So write our object into our memory. But before that, we need to convert our object into text file, right? So for that, we need to use object output stream class, and then, right? So OOS is equal to new object output stream, and here we need to pass FOS, file output stream. So this also we need to import from java.io, and here throw some exception, just add it, IO exception. So these two statements will do the serialization process. So the first one, file output stream, will allow us to write the file into memory, and before writing the file we need to first convert our object into file. So for that we need to perform object output stream. So from this class there is a method is available. So we can access that method by using OOS. So object output stream object dot, there is a method called write object. So this particular method will exactly convert our object into a file format. So write object, we can pass this object value, that is t1, right? So this is the object value we need to pass. So that's it, guys. So this particular command will convert our object into file format, and that particular file will be written into memory using file output stream. Now currently I haven't given any location of the file, so by default this file will be created under our project itself, and you can also store this particular file anywhere else by specifying the location. Now let's execute this particular script and show you how this is going to serialize our object. So let me just execute run as Java application. So once it is it is giving some error. So let's see serialization, deserialization test. What is the exception it is giving? So we need to just read that exception, right? So let's read this exception. It is saying not serializable exception. Why we are getting this exception? Because whichever class we have created that object, we are going to serialize, right? So for that, what we need to do is we must implement this parent class by using serialize interface. So this is a basically interface which is available in Java. That interface we need to implement, and then only we can perform the serialization. I'll say implement serializable. So this particular interface we need to also import from java.io. So once we have imported this, and this class is serializable class, so we can serialize this particular class object, right? So let's execute this one more time. So right click here, run as Java application. All right, so now it is executed. Now let's refresh our project. So then you can see the test.txt file. Do you observe here, test.txt file is created. Now if I click on this text.txt file, and this data is in the binary format, you cannot understand this one. Okay, so bytecode will be there in this particular file, so which contains the data which is from this particular class. Okay, so we are able to successfully convert our object into file format using serialization process. Now I will show you the deserialization process. So currently we have a file called test.txt. Again, I want to get an object back from this particular file. So how we can get it back? Now we need to do the serialization process. So here, deserialization process. So in the deserialization process, we will get back the object from this particular file, and we can extract that values from the object. So how we can do that? So as I said earlier, so deserialization is a process of getting back the file into object format. So here, let's say this is a file, and we need to get back that particular file into object format. So to do this, first of all, we need to use two classes. One is file input stream. This class will allow us to read the file, and object input stream. This will allow us to convert that file into object format, right? So let us use these classes, and let's do how we can perform deserialization. Let's go to Eclipse. Now I'm doing the deserialization process. So this file is already there in my project current directory test.txt, right? I'm just trying to deserialize this particular text file. So for that, first we need to create file input stream class. I'm creating file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream, and here we need to specify the file name exactly. Let's say test.txt is my file, and if you store this particular file in somewhere in your memory, you can also pass the complete location path of the file. So import this file input stream class from java.io, and now FIS object is created. Similarly, so we need to also create one more object for object input stream, because this is the main class which is responsible for converting a text file into object format. So object input stream, I'll say OIS is equal to new object input stream, and here we need to pass FIS as a parameter. FIS means file input stream, because this one will read the file from this by using file input stream. So then object input stream I'm importing from java.io, and done. So now by using this IOS, we can get the object back from the file. So for that, we need to use a method called OIS dot read object. So this is a method dot read object. So this particular method will get back the file into object. Let's say dot read object. Sorry, just a moment. Read object. Okay, this is the exact method. Just read object. So read object of, and here IOS.read object will get the file into object format. So but we need to store that into a variable, right? So that variable must be test class type. So test is my class. For that class, I'm creating another variable called T2, and here I'm doing a type casting. So I'll tell you why what I'm exactly doing here is, okay, so iOS.read object is my method. So it is giving some error, so it will throw some exception, just add it, right? So exactly what I'm doing here is, so here in the serialization process, we converted that object into file format. right? So currently the file format is available. So in the deserialization process, again, I'm converting that file into our object. So here this particular method will convert that particular file into object to store that one into a variable, right? So again, this variable should be the same type of test, right? So here T1 is a type of test. Similarly, here T2 is another object, which is also same type of test, right? So, okay, so here this variable must be test class type. So here after getting that object, after getting the file, it will convert that into, after getting the object will be stored into another object. So now TD is also contains the same value. So how we can access it? We can access those variables by using system.out.println. So let's say t2.i, and also I'm again printing t2.j, t2.j. Right, so now I have printed. I'm just appending the concatenation operator. So here we are getting the values after serialization. So why exactly this process is required is, so here I created test t1 is equal to new test. This is object, right? So we can also, suppose if we don't want to use serialization or deserialization, anything, we can also do like this. We can say test and then create another object t3 is equal to t1. So we can also do that, right? But it will occupy certain amount of memory. So even t1 object is occupying memory. T3 is also another object will be created exactly same as a t1. Or we can also create another object also, new test. Right, so we have a two objects, T1 and T3. So T1 and two objects are created, right? But again here T1 is occupying memory, T3 is also occupying memory. Instead of doing this, what I can do is I can just save my object in the form of file. And whenever you want to get that particular, whenever you want to get that object, again do the serialization, deserialization process and get back that particular file into object format. So we can save that object into the file format and we can get back the object from the again same file. So this is a process exactly we do in serialization and deserialization. So let's execute this code, run as Java application. Now this will print 10 and 20. So now we got the data from same object test T1, T2. So T1 is already created here. So I'm just using T2 here. Okay, so this is a concept of serialization and deserialization. So where exactly we use this concept in RestAssured automation. So especially when you perform the RestAssured automation, right? When you're doing especially post request, we need to send a body, right? So for example, I want to send this particular request. So this is a JSON format. I need to send ID, first name, last name. So this particular data I want to send to the server and I need to create a new record. So normally what we will do is we will create a map. So we will use hash map from Java and we will specify all the keys and values. We will directly send the map to the server as part of our API request. So instead of doing that, we will create a class and object for this particular data and convert that object into file format, and we can send that particular file through network. Okay, and then it will go and get back the result. So here exactly we use serialization process and deserialization process in RestAssured automation. So in the next video, I will show you exactly how we can use this particular concept in RestAssured automation by taking some examples. So finally, just let me just repeat the summary. So what is exactly serialization means? Whatever object is supported by Java, we can convert that object into file format and we can store somewhere in the memory or database. And this is possible by using file output stream and object output stream classes. And again, we can deserialize the data. That means we can convert that particular file into object format, again by using file input stream and object input stream classes. And again, we'll get back the same file into object format. So this is a final concept of serialization and deserialization. And in the next video, I will show you exactly how we can use these two concepts in RestAssured automation testing, right? So that's all for this video, guys. So thanks for watching.